Good morning, students. I am your social science teacher, Saurabh Rai. Today I am going to teach you about the first chapter of social science subject history. And the name of the chapter is Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. Now, so you have to understand that what is the meaning of the word tracing changes. So the word means searching the changes happen to our society, economy, language, culture, politics, as well as religion throughout 1,000 years. So in class 6 you have already read the history of ancient Indian period. It was started from prehistoric society up to the post Gupta period, means 650 AD. So another question may be arise in your mind that why they have used 1,000 years, because the time period which we will discuss through the entire class 7 is the history of 1,000 years, which was started more or less from 712 AD when Muhammad bin Qasim invaded India up to 1707 AD, in which year the last powerful Mughal empire Aurangzeb was died. Now there are 7 subunits in this chapter. They are: first, the introduction part; second subunit, the old and new terminologies; third subunit, historians and their sources; fourth subunit, new social and political groups; fifth subunit, region and empire; sixth one, old and new religions; and the last, thinking about the time and historical periods. So today we will discuss 2 out of them. The first one, introduction, and new and old terminologies. So in the next slide we will start the lesson with a small introduction. First, in this slide you have seen 2 maps. The first map is in the upper portion of the slide, and this was drawn by an Arab geographer the named Al-Idrisi in 1154 CE. CE means you have already read Common Era, and the map given here is a small reproduction of his large map of the world, which is also mentioned in your book. So you can identify India. Can you identify India from this map? And what is the name of the large portion or large island just on the middle of the map? More or less we cannot understand where is India because it was not so clear. Now look at map number 2. This map is situated on the right side of the slide, and it was made by a French cartographer named Guillermo de Lasalle in 1720 CE. It was also the same area of the Indian subcontinent. But look at carefully how the 2 maps are different, though they are from the same area. Why these things are happened? Because when Al-Idrisi drawn that map, he had very few equipments to measure, and number of journeys through Indian Oceans are very limited. But when French cartographer draw this map, that time expedition to India was a very common thing, and new technologies evolved like compass, sextant, etc., for measuring and for cartography. So the next slide will look at a closer look from the map. So this map seems more familiar to us, and the coastal areas in particular are surprisingly detailed, and you can easily identify the Sri Lanka in this island, Sri Lankan islands in this map. But these features also present on the previous map, but you cannot understand. That's why European sailors and merchants use this map on their voyages. So what is the meaning of voyages here? Voyages means journey through water. So from this example we have clearly seen that it is equally important is the fact that the science of cartography differed in the two periods. When historians read documents, maps and text from the past, they have to be sensitive to their different historical backgrounds, the contexts in which information about the past was produced. Means if you write history, or when historians wrote history, they carefully read and examine the sources of the history, like map, text, inscription, those archaeological evidences, etc. If they do not search it or inquire it properly, maybe there are some mistakes and we may know wrong history. That's why it is very important to collect information about the past carefully. So now in the next unit is old and new terminologies. In this subunit, historical texts and information exist in a variety of languages may have changed considerably over the years. For example, medieval Persian is different from modern Persian. So there are some terminologies. Some terminologies are old and some terminologies are new. And what is the meaning of terminology here? The meaning of terminology means to identify something in a particular name. So this difference is not just with regard to grammar and vocabulary. The meanings of words also change over time. So when historians search some sources, they wanted to write history, they are very careful about the meaning which was used in ancient time and what was used in modern time. Like I will give you an example. The example is the very common word mobile phone. So what is in ancient period or old meaning of the mobile is able to move or be moved easily. But now the mobile means it is a device through which we can contact any person of the world, or we can search any information through internet. So it is a mobile. So the two meanings are totally different here. Okay. So the next slide, another example is given in your book that clearly for the clear understanding of the context. So number one, look at the map situated on the left side of the slide. It is a map of 13th century. Now in your book is one word is given, that is a Persian word named Hindustan. Today the term Hindustan we have listened in many areas, and this term describes our country India, the modern nation state. But according to the 13th century chronicler Minhaj-e-Siraj, Hindustan means the area of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between the river Ganga and Yamuna. He used the term in the sense of political sense, which denotes the area under Delhi Sultanate or the area ruled by the sultans of Delhi for a long time. So in the map, the left side map, the green color portion is mentioned by Minhaji Siraj as Hindustan. Now another example, that where the 14th century poet Amir Khusro and 16th century Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire, used the word Hind to describe the geography, the fauna and the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. So look at the right side map of this. So this map is a 16th century map. So which map is belong to the Mughal Empire. So these areas, so the areas of the first map mentioned in the green and the second map, the areas mentioned with the yellow color is totally different. That's why, and the meaning of Hindustan also different. Like Minhaji Siraj described by the Hindustan in a political sense, but in Mughal Emperor Babur and Amir Khusro use the word to describe the geography, the fauna means the animals, the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent, and geography means the place between the Himalayas up to the Vindhyas in central India, from the river Indus up to the river Ganga. So this vast area, the culture, the people, their animals, the places, everything they described as Hind. So you can understand clearly what are the difference between the two words Hindustan or Hind. Now in the next slide, another example was given in your book. So the word foreigner. So this word foreigner used today to mean someone who is not an Indian. But in the medieval period, a foreigner was any stranger who appeared from outside of a village or town, or who was not the part of the society or culture. In Hindi, such a person is called Pardesi, and in Persian, Ajnabi. But two peasants living in the same village were not foreigners to each other, even though they may have had different religious or cultural backgrounds. So in medieval period, early medieval period, people believed that who are not belong to your society or culture or your village or town, they are foreigners. Suppose today if someone came from Kolkata to your city Burdwan, this person is not an foreigner to you, because he is living in your state as well as your country. But medieval period, in this meaning, it was totally different. If someone came outside from your town or village, suppose someone came from Kolkata to Burdwan in 13th century or 14th century, that person was mentioned as a foreigner. So it is the difference. So historians carefully differentiate these type of things. So in this way they differentiate the meanings and to identify the proper history of the medieval period. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you for watching and stay tuned in our YouTube channel Burdwan Model School, and do not forget to like and subscribe our channel.